Hi, everybody. I'm Hannah, the Marketing, Communications, and Event Manager here at Gilda's Club, and I am so pleased to help bring you all the programs that we're doing this year on Facebook as part of our virtual clubhouse. And today, I'm really excited that I get to read our book. We wanted to say thank you so much for joining us here in our virtual clubhouse. Whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube or somewhere else, we're so grateful that you were able to join us today. We're so happy that we get to come together with this platform when we're social distancing so that we can still make connections and have some good conversation. We'd love to have you let us know that you're here and watching, so please comment below to let us know that you're here. If there's something you'd like to say or if you have a question, you can always also add that to the post in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Today, I am joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Kaylee. I do some facilitation in the group work at Gilda's Club Grand Rapids. It's great to be with you, Hannah, and everyone else.
Yeah, we're so excited to be joined by Miss Kaylee today. She's going to be doing an activity with you after I read the book. Today, we are reading Gilbert the Great, and I'm going to share a screen with you really quickly. We're really excited to be talking about the topic of what's different now. And we're reading Gilbert the Great by Jane Clarke and Charles Fuge. We're going to talk about some changes that happen in our lives that can be challenging, like a cancer diagnosis or the death of a person in our life. Certainly there's been a lot of changes most recently with COVID, and there might be some more coming up. So as you listen to the book, let's see if you can pick out some ways that Gilbert manages the changes in his life. So, as I said, we're reading Gilbert the Great by Jane Clarke and Charles Fuge. From the time Gilbert the Great White Shark was a tiny pup, Raymond the Remora stuck to him like glue. Raymond was always at Gilbert's side. When Gilbert was stuck in the seaweed, Raymond untangled him. When Gilbert got dirty, Raymond cleaned him up. And when Gilbert lost his first row of teeth, Raymond helped him collect them for the tooth fairy. Raymond seems like a really good friend. Do you have somebody like Raymond in your life? Gilbert and Raymond had lots of fun. They loved to play finball, hide and seek, and sardines. They shared everything. Then one day, Raymond told Gilbert that his family had to move across the ocean. "I don't want to go, but Mom says I have to," cried Raymond. As Raymond and his family swam away, Gilbert's mother hugged him tight and tried to comfort him. "Raymond's my best friend," said Gilbert. "Why did he have to move away? It's not fair." "I know," said Mom, "but his family couldn't just leave him behind." She kissed Raymond on the snout. "Go and play hide and seek with the pilot fish. It will help keep your mind off of Raymond." But Gilbert couldn't stop thinking about his friend. "I want to move with Raymond," Gilbert said. "He's moved too far away," said Mom. "We have to stay here." "Let's go watch the basketball game. The Thrashing Threshers are playing with the Tidal Tigers. Who do you want to win?" Gilbert looked around. There were remoras everywhere, but none of them were Raymond. "I don't care," he said, and he swam off before either side scored a basket. "It's my fault Raymond moved," Gilbert snapped as he passed Neil. "Last week, I called him a sucker." "You didn't make Raymond leave," Mom smiled. "Everyone fights sometimes." The clownfish did their best to cheer Gilbert up, but nothing could make him smile. The next day at school, everyone was very kind to Gilbert. They even gave him an extra long turn on the seesaw. "Cheer up," said Marvin the Mallet. "There are plenty of fish in the sea." "There isn't another Raymond," said Gilbert. Gilbert was still sulking when Mom came to collect him from school. "It's not the same without Raymond," Gilbert pouted. That night, Gilbert cried and cried and cried, and his warm tears mingled with the cold ocean water. The next morning, Mom took Gilbert gently by the fin and towed him into the shallow water. Rocked by the gentle waves, they gazed out at the seashore and the bright blue sky. I hope Raymond's new home is as nice as this, said Gilbert. I'm sure it is, said Mom. I'm hungry, Gilbert said suddenly. Well, we'll go to the rec, said Mom. Gilbert's eyes lit up. They didn't usually get to go to the rec. Mom didn't like him eating junk food. Scrunch, munch, crunch. As Gilbert was biting into a pile of tin cans and a bits of old boat, he spotted a small remora crying in the shadows. Gilbert stopped crunching and swam towards her. Look, you can see her just in the bottom corner, right there. What's the matter? Gilbert asked. Mom and I moved and I had to leave my shark behind, she sobbed. Now I don't have any friends. My remora had to move too, Gilbert said sadly. I'm so lonely. Gilbert and the remora looked at each other and smiled wobbly smiles. I'm Gilbert, said Gilbert. I'm Rita, said the remora. The end. And look at them, swimming off together. Wow, that was quite a fun book.
That was a great book, Hannah. Thank you for reading that for us. So we're going to make a few connections to our topic about what's different now and changes. In our story, we hear how Gilbert experienced change in his life. And like Gilbert, some of our changes in life might make us feel really lonely. But we can find some hope, maybe in making some new connections or through the support of another person. So Hannah, I'm wondering if we could talk a little bit about in our activity today, what we're going to do and how we're going to connect maybe some lonely feelings, but also some hope to different changes that we've had in our life. So if you have with you today a cup or maybe a jar or some sort of little container, what we're going to do is we're going to use some paper and we're going to write or even draw pictures about how we had different feelings when we were experiencing a change. Like right now, COVID may be a big change that we're experiencing, and we're working through it as we go because we're not really sure what the outcome is or what's happening. And so we're being flexible too as we experience that. So I have a notebook, an old notebook here, and I'm just going to use that. And I'm going to write about maybe a feeling or a memory or a person that was able to help me through a change, or maybe an experience and a feeling that I was having as a change was going on. So we're going to take a minute and write some of those things out. So one thing that sticks out for me is how Gilbert felt lonely. So that might be a word I might write if that's a feeling I had. Maybe even hopeful or worried and nervous. Some changes we could even be excited about or maybe a little uncertain. So not all changes maybe make us feel lonely or worried. They might even be a little exciting. I have lots of different feeling words down on my paper. Now I'm going to maybe take a minute to draw, because drawing makes me feel good too. Drawing some people that have supported me on a change. And you can be as creative as you want using colored pencils, crayons, markers, whatever makes you feel good. Ms. Hannah, do you have any other ideas about people or things that have been a change for you?
You know, one of the things that's happening right now for me is my best friend is in Illinois. So just like Gilbert, my friend, whose name is Meredith, my Raymond, is farther away, so I don't get to see her as much. So one of the things that I wrote down is talking to my friends on the phone, because it's a great way for us still to connect with people.
Yeah, great strategy. So even though you can't see your person, you're still talking to somebody who helps you through a change.
Yep.
Great one.
What about you, Miss Kaylee?
So I have some, sorry, that was kind of loud. I have some feeling words that I wrote down and kind of talked about a little bit. That sometimes change for me can be really hopeful, but also make me worried that I know that change is coming and I have to be flexible, but that I can also maybe come up with some new strategies or meet some new people and make some new connections that maybe makes that change a little less lonely, and that helps me.
I also wrote down a couple of ideas of things that I can do to help myself feel better. So I wrote snuggle my dogs, because that always makes me feel a little bit better, or going outside sometimes can make me feel better.
That's a great one. I'm so curious, and maybe people can post for us some of the things that they do when they're experiencing a change that helps them to feel better. And I love in our story, and I think Gilda's Club does a great job of this, but that even in the virtual world, we can still use our Gilda's Club connection and the support of our group when we're experiencing a lot of change in our life, whether it's with death or with cancer, but that Gilda's Club and the connection that we make while we're there can be another way to support us as things are changing in our life.
For sure.
So I might put that in my cup or in my jar, whatever you have. I might even try to draw the clubhouse. I need a little red. That community room is a really great space. So as we think about that and we connect to Gilbert, it's a really important way to see that change might be part of life, but we can use our memories, or we can use different strategies or people to help us and to support us as things around us are changing. So like Gilbert used his mom as a support. We may use somebody in our family. We may use a friend like Hannah shared with us, or even our animals that are around us, or nature. There's so many different things that we can do when things get different in life. So I'm hoping that not only will you share with us maybe some things that help you when life is changing, especially right now with COVID and maybe even school, right? We think about how that might be changing or a little uncertain yet, but how we can use change and the people around us in our community to help us.
Yeah. So when we have our little jar or coffee cup, we could put it somewhere, and if we have those feelings again, we could pull things out to remind us of different feelings or things we could do.
Yes, that's a wonderful idea. And also, maybe if we pull something that's tough, like maybe my change is I'm feeling really lonely, it's important to find somebody that you trust to talk about that with. So maybe it's a friend, or maybe if we're younger, it's an adult at our house or somebody that we can trust. Because when we're going through things that are lonely, it's important to make sure we have the support around us. So we can use our jar to pull out maybe different strategies or memories that can help us as we're going through those changes, but also know that there's people or there's supports around us in our community that we can still use to help us through those tough feelings or that tough stuff.
That's a great idea. Thank you so much for sharing, Miss Kaylee.
Thank you, guys. I can't wait to hear what you come up with and share with us.
Yeah, and we wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who's here on Facebook Live or YouTube, wherever you're watching this recording, for joining with us. We're so sorry that we can't join you in person today. We're actually in a staff meeting right now. So by the time you see this, we'll be in a staff meeting, but we'll be really excited to come back and see all your comments and questions below. We hope that you gained something from our story today, or you saw something of yourself in the experience that Gilbert went through, or something that Miss Kaylee or I shared. If you want to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy right now, please leave it in the comment section below or email or call us. Gilda's Club Grand Rapids, we talked about it a little bit during the thing, but it continues to have a full virtual program that's available for all of our members. We launched earlier a family support group that meets Wednesdays from 1 to 2, which is for kids ages 5 to 13 with their adults. And we get to come together to learn, share, and laugh. If you've missed any of our Facebook Live events, don't worry. We've actually got them all recorded and posted on the bottom of the calendar page on our website. You can find those at gildasclubgr.org/virtual. These recordings can be accessed at any time, and you should be sure to check them out. We're also welcoming new members, so if you've heard a little bit more about Gilda's Club and you'd like to get support started, it's really easy. If you're interested in participating, please contact us at 616-453-8300. There's usually someone there to answer the phones from 9 to 6, Monday through Thursday, and 9 to noon on Fridays. You can also always visit our website at gildasclubgr.org. There will be a link in the description below. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next time. And thank you again, Kaylee, for being willing to share your time and wisdom with us.
Thank you, Hannah. It was great to be with you guys today.
Yep. Bye, everybody.